Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Clean Tech Board, where we foster necessary conversations about clean energy and sustainable development. On today's episode, we are wrapping up the Shesustains cohort 2, and the theme of this year is accelerating climate solution and empowering women, and that is what we have been witnessing over past 2 months with the women, and they are going to come out with their bold ideas, innovative businesses, and sustainable driven solutions. Ma, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, thank you very much. Hi everyone, my name is Theodora Ogharanduku. I'm a team lead at Bristlecone THP, a clean energy and e-mobility company. Thank you.
My name is Simon Precious Adaeze, the founder of Eternal Leaders. At Eternal Leaders, we turn waste tires into durable and sustainable products. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once more.
Thank you.
And welcome to another episode of the Clean Tech Board.
Thank you.
You can see they are visionaries and they are women making climate smart businesses work. Okay, let's get started. So I'll be asking you a few questions, and let's start from your innovation. Tell us about your business and what problem you are solving.
Oh, starting with me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for the question. My business, like I mentioned, is Bristlecone THP is a clean energy and e-mobility company, and our focus is on 3 areas really: clean energy, electric transport, and climate smart agriculture. However, we are rolling out the electric transport aspect of the business first until such a time when we have validated our business model and we're fully off the ground. Then we can explore launching those other aspects.
Interesting.
Yes, so for now we are focused on electrifying transportation, specifically last mile transport, and that's largely because that is the subsection of the transport sector that feeds or services the larger population. So our business is focused on accelerating the energy transition in the transportation sector by facilitating access to electric vehicles, in this instance electric tricycles, to tricycle riders. What we're trying to do is we're trying to remove that barrier. As we do know, EVs are expensive. Last mile riders cannot afford to buy EVs, and even if they could, the infrastructure to power those EVs does not exist. We do know that energy poverty is a big issue in Nigeria. So what we're doing is, one, providing the tricycles to these riders, leveraging a lease-to-own model where they pay small, if I was to use our local parlance. And then we're also setting up the charging infrastructure that enables them charge their tricycles and then service the over 3 million users who use tricycles across Nigeria. But in addition to providing the EV assets and the infrastructure for charging it, we also have a very robust package of wraparound services, which is what actually distinguishes us from every other business that's doing this, because there are a couple of new entrants into the market who are looking to also electrify last mile transport. But what distinguishes us from them are 2 underlying issues that we have identified that we want to address with our business. It's still proprietary, so I can't say it, but we have a holistic view, because tricycle riders have other challenges beyond trying to cope with the increase in fuel. And those challenges we're also addressing, leveraging electric vehicles, but I can't say it here right now. Yes.
That's interesting. You're really solving problems.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, at Eternal Leaders, we turn waste tires into durable and sustainable products. These waste tires, we have about 1 billion waste tires being discarded yearly all over the world. And when these tires are discarded, they causes landfill waste, which affects our economy. And again, when we burn this tire, it releases chemicals, which also causes air pollution that affects our health. So we at Eternal Leaders, we thought of, okay, making use of these waste tires to produce sustainable products, durable products, because these tires last longer. If you notice, during the 2020, a lot of people were not going out, so most of their shoes got bad. Yes, a lot of them, most of their shoes got bad. So we as Eternal Leathers, we revamped shoes also to
Expand their
yes, to extend their lifestyle. Yes, we turn these shoes into new ones. For example, you might have a shoe that you love so much, and this shoe goes bad, and you want to discard this shoe. So at Eternal Leathers, you can bring it to us. We'll revamp it into maybe a different color, just make it more beautiful, like make it look new again, and you can still use this shoe. So at Eternal Leathers, we make sustainable products like leather. Okay, we make use of leather too. They'll make use of tires. These tires, we use it as heels, which leads to the durability of our products. Then we also make belts. We also make tire wallets. We also make tire bracelets, and we also do revamping where our customers can bring in their shoes. Maybe they've worn it for like 2-3 years, and they want it to be adjusted, or they want to change it to a different color. They can bring it back to us, and we'll do this for them. Thank you.
Yeah, interesting. So, as you joined this program, was there any personal story that made you join to participate in the growth to Shesustains?
Okay, a personal story. I think I just, since it's okay, particularly I am always okay. I always love being involved in anything that has to do with women, because when I saw it, they say Shesustain, women, this, that. So I was like, okay, let me just try my luck. Since they said, okay, this is the Shesustain Women Entrepreneur Program and anything. So I also joined it in order to, gain more knowledge, and which I really did. Like I met a lot of women that inspired me. Like I was able to meet with a lot of women, even during the classes. Like during the classes, I didn't really respond that much because I was taking notes, I was jotting down when they were talking, giving their own life experiences. I can remember, I don't know if she was the one that shared one of the apps that she uses, to make work easier. I also had to go through that app, and I saw that yes, it was really, really good. So I learned a whole lot from the Shesustain program, and I'm so grateful for this program. Thank you.
I'm glad you learned a
Thank
lot. Tell us about what major challenges you faced during the journey and how you overcame it to Shesustain towards too.
Okay, do you mean challenge faced on my entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, before you joined Shesustain, how you were able to overcome them.
Okay, it wasn't really a challenge. It was just, I think it's just, it wasn't a challenge I faced specifically, although one of the reasons that I joined is because we're looking to raise funding for our pilot. But I did not have a specific challenge that made me join. But one thing that I really needed, and I saw this program as an opportunity to address that need, was that I wanted external validation for my idea. Because when you have an idea and you're sitting with your idea, you think you're so great. Yeah? And until you test it, and sometimes the way to test it before you actually test it in the market is to allow other people hear your idea, and then they can find areas that you need to refine, improve, which is something that my mentor did. The one thing, I had only one mentor session with my mentor, and that mentor session was profound. Profound in the sense that she asked me one question, and that question is what forced me to go rethink my business model. So she asked me, what innovation are you bringing to the space? Because electrification of transport, anybody can do electrification of transport. So what are you doing differently? And that got me thinking, which is what made me do a little more research and a little more information gathering from the end users to be able to refine my business model so that I can make it a bit distinct from other people entering the market. So a challenge didn't bring me to the program, rather an opportunity to actually test my idea. Now, if I didn't join the program, I probably wouldn't have had that question asked at the time that I had it asked. Maybe down the road, somebody would have asked that question, but it was a good thing that was asked early. So for me, I needed an opportunity, because sometimes you think your ideas are too great and they are not. And you don't know until you let someone else hear it. And which is what the demo day did for me, which is why I'm still waiting for feedback. So I wanted an opportunity to allow someone else other than myself hear what I'm trying to do and tell me if it's great, if it's not, what needs to improve, how I can refine it and do it better. And then I wanted an opportunity for someone to point me in the right direction with respect to, okay, these are grant awarding entities or VCs that you can approach for the sort of business that you're doing.
That's quite interesting. Okay.
Okay, for me, I think I had few challenges though, and I think one of them was financial management. Okay, and Shesustains was able to address that for me. Okay, I learned how to separate my business money yes, from my personal money, because I've just been running the business, and sometimes I've been wondering, I've been making money, where are they going to? You get, but with this program, I've been able to understand how to separate it and also how to pay myself. And another thing again, this program helped me to do was to help me create a niche for myself. You know, when you go into the shoemaking industry, there are different people making shoes. There are different kind of shoes. Okay, I think my mentor also did that. You know, there are different kind of shoes. So what am I doing? What will separate me from another person? Because, and again, I think during the class, there was this video we watched where the man brought, I think, was it a parfait or something? And the man was asking the lady, what is the difference between this product and this product? Yes, and she couldn't explain. So that got to me, like, what is my own different, like my product, what will differentiate it? Like, what will make people buy from me that I'm going to the other place, to the other person rather? So Shesustains helped me to, you know, be able to create a niche for myself. Like, right now, I am rebranding. You get, I am rebranding, and in fact, I can't even express it. Like, I'm rebranding. I'm so grateful that I went through this program. And another thing Shesustains did for me was they opened my eyes to see, because it's not just about you looking at something, it's about you seeing things. And again, my mentor helped me to see. She was like, there are other things you can make out of this. Go and make research. There are other things. And by the time when I saw it, I was like, wow, I never knew that these things existed here. So I am so grateful. Like, I am one of those that is so grateful that I went through this program. Thank you so much, Shesustains. Keep it up. I'm grateful. Thank you.
So excited. So
yes.
Tell us the exciting moments you had during the sections.
Okay, the exciting moment, I think it started from the first day. You know, the facilitator was so, let's say, so accommodating. You know, she made us feel relaxed. Like, the word she used was like, okay, it's okay for you not to know what you're doing. You get, and she also gave us her own life experiences. She was like, okay, there are some points you feel like giving up. There are some points you feel like, are you sure this thing I'm doing it rightly? And I think I was at that point when I started that program. So I felt relaxed, like, okay, this person understands what I'm going through. So she made me feel okay. So that was one of the exciting moments. And also, when we were taught how to use different apps to streamline our work, to make it easier. And also another thing again was when we were taught how to how will I put it? Okay, one of the issues I was having was I was always doing the operational work. You get, and one of the facilitators taught us that those kind of work need to be delegated to other people. Then I should focus more on the administrative, no, not the administrative, the entrepreneurial work. That maybe the marketing, you know, bringing in sales. Then when it comes to operational work, other people are meant to do that. And that has been my challenge. But at the end of the day, I'm exhausted. Then I'm not getting more customers. Then the one we have, I'm trying to meet up. But now I've learned that I should delegate that part to other people, while I focus more on the entrepreneurial aspect of the business.
I think for me, the most exciting moment was the climax of the program, which was Demo Day. Because the Demo Day afforded an opportunity to put into practice a lot of what we had learned. And then also it was like the opportunity I was looking for to actually put my idea out there so that someone else can validate it. So for me, that was the most exciting part of the program. Yeah, demo day was.
Okay, as a woman entrepreneur in the climate space, what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment for me is information and access. With the right information, there's a lot that women can do. Then with access, and when I say access, it's access to finance, access to decision makers, access to vibrant ecosystems, because you can't build anything in isolation. Entrepreneurs thrive and do great work when they work within a community that is vibrant, a community where information is shared horizontally and vertically. So for me, empowerment for a woman is information. 2, it's access, and that's access to finance, because all of the analysis and research that's been done has shown that women are excluded. Women are not as included within the climate finance space. Access to finance for women is a big challenge, not just in Africa, it's global, which is why a lot of the financing and funding entities are now setting up gender-focused funds. So empowerment for me as a female entrepreneur is access to information that will enable you build and scale, access to finance, access to decision makers, because in my business, for example, there are a couple of things that we need to do. For us to be able to do them successfully, we need to be able to access decision makers, and you can't just walk into, say, the office of the governor, for example, but someone within the climate business space can facilitate that access. So yeah, so that's what empowerment means for me: information and access.
Okay, for me, I think empowerment means support to me. You might have a vision, and maybe in your room you're trying to produce something, but if you don't have the finance, if you don't have just as you said, the access to people, just like using this Shesustains as an example, it gave us access to different people, even our fellow entrepreneurs. It gave us access. If not the Shesustains program, we wouldn't have been able to meet. But because of this program today, we are meeting, we are connecting. So empowerment is support, is access also to me. Thank you.
So what role do you think women should play in advancing climate action in Nigeria and beyond?
Okay, I think more women should go into climate change businesses. If you have an idea or you have a vision, please go into it, because the more women we have, the more people are going into it, the more we are trying to save our environment from the carbon, and also reduce the carbon footprint in our environment. Thank you.
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Okay, I said, what role do you think women should play in advancing climate actions in Nigeria and beyond?
Women can play multiple roles. First, as advocates, advocating for more government participation and investment in climate-related businesses and ventures, advocating for more environmentally friendly behavior, advocating for people to make that transition. Like someone said during the session downstairs, a lot of people would not be able to make that transition to clean energy without you actively feeding them the information and actively nudging them in that direction. So women should play an advocacy role. Women should also get into the climate business space, as she has said, and actually set up businesses, because when a woman sets up a climate-focused business, what she's telling to other women is that you can do it. If I can't do it, you can do it. And this is not a space that is reserved for men. Get into that space and make your own contribution. Women can also get involved by pushing policy. You don't wait. A lot of the policies in Nigeria are driven by men, and that's because men are the majority in the governance space. So women taking up that challenge and then advocating for and influencing policies in climate change mitigation and control. And then finance. Women also setting up gender lens funding. There are a lot of angel investors, VCs, impact investors, institutional investors. A lot of those funding entities are led by men. So a lot of women stepping into that space so that they can support fellow women with the necessary funding. I think that if women step into the advocacy space, the business space, the policy space, and also the funding space, then women will be able to do a lot more in the climate business space.
So where do you go from here? What is your plan to impact on other women since you're working on the cohort too?
So my plan to impact other women is to be authentically me and chase my dreams, because when women, like I said, if women see fellow women like them starting and building climate-focused business, it inspires them more than anything else you can do or say. So it's you being authentically you and chasing your dreams regardless of how difficult it is, and building solutions that address climate challenges. That is the most important thing that a woman can do to influence other women, because it tells other women that you can do it, and it's not a male-dominated field. So going forward from here on out, I intend to get back to the drawing board to see what we need to do better to be more investable, and just basically every day continue to take the steps that we need to take to get our business fully off the ground and impacting the lives that we set out to impact, and just making this world better for people, business, and the planet. Thank you.
Okay, for me, from here, like I and my team, we set out about 40 schools that I'll be going to. I'll be training them on how to make this crafts. I can remember when I came to the north in the year 2022, and I met a guy who makes shoes, and I went there since my teens were in Ogun State. So I went there to work there. So when they saw me, and they were so surprised, I think they've never seen a lady making shoes before. You get? So when they saw me, they were like, "Seriously? You do this?" I said, "Yes." So they were so glued. Most times when I'm walking outside, you see them, they will all gather around looking at me. Like this thing feels so strange to them. So we've mapped out the schools. We'll be going out to train these young ladies. And training them is to ignite the spark in them that as a woman, you can be wherever you want to be. It's just to let them know that if I can do it, they too can do it. It is not necessarily that they might want to venture into my own business, but they might see it, okay, if a lady can make shoes, okay, and maybe I want to do this, that means I too can do it, because they might feel that, okay, it's just the male that are meant to do this, it is not for me. But seeing me doing it will ignite this thing in them that yes, as a woman, whatever vision I have, I can achieve it. Thank you.
Do you have any message to the policymakers or the funders of the Shesustains?
Okay, I think for the policy makers, I think they should create more policies that will allow women come into the climate change businesses. So it shouldn't just be just the men. They should give us more opportunities when making their policies to make us come into these businesses. Thank you.
Well, final parting words. I would say policies that incentivize climate-focused businesses to spring up. So if you introduce the right incentives, so for example, as an e-mobility business, we're relying heavily on importation. At this stage of our business, it's going to take a while for us to be able to transition fully into local manufacturing of all the components of the vehicles. And in that period, we would need to import, maybe as partially or fully knocked down product and then assemble here in Nigeria. So policies that reduce the cost of that importation at this point in time, which would also, at the end of the day, reduce the cost of the EVs for the end users. Those sort of policies will support businesses like myself, and it's not just like myself. Businesses that rely on raw materials or some of their raw materials from outside of the shores of Nigeria. incentives and policies that enable them pay less import duties until such a time when the industry is developed in country and we can manufacture locally. Those are some of the policies that I think could be supportive. Then policies also that discourage the use of products that actually constitute a nuisance and harm to the environment, like policies that encourage people to use less plastic, or policies that encourage people to reuse products, that extends enabling these products to reducing indiscriminate dumping of these products in the environment. I think would support climate-focused businesses to thrive and to grow and to, thank you.
Thank you so much for your insightful stories and your passions and your power.
Thank you.
I learned that governments, the policymakers, the funders they should include more of women in the climate action space, not only men. No work is meant for men alone. What a man can do,
a woman can do better.
And I think that women should not wait, because you can't wait to be invited to the table.
Exactly.
I think that women need to realize that the men aren't going to give you that space. You've got to be proactive and get in there. And if they don't invite you to the table, then of course construct your own table and invite yourself. But women have to be more proactive and not wait on the fringes, expecting that men would create opportunities for them or create the space for them. They've got to take up space.
Thank you very much. Shesustains course 2 has come to an end, and we are happy to share our insights, our story from our participants. And we ask that you join us sometime in our next episode. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.